One of the earliest example of a job replaced by machines is scribe. Before the invention of printing press in 1450 by Johannes Gutenberg in Germany, all copy of books were handwritten by scribes. Every word, every line, every dot, everything were written manually by humans. And so after the invention and the wide usage of the printing press, scribes were no longer needed. And fast forward to today, there is not a single person that works as a scribe the same way scribe used to do or used to work back in the day. And there are other examples of jobs that were replaced or at least reduced by machines. And in this video, I will answer the question to what are the jobs that were replaced by machines and how some of them survive the post-machines industry. And I have categorized these jobs that were historically replaced by machines into two categories: jobs that got reduced in the number of workers and the jobs that got completely replaced. Some jobs that were replaced by machines still exist to this day, albeit the number of people working those jobs greatly reduced, and many of those jobs have one thing in common: craftsmanship. Jobs like weavers, basket makers, potters, coppers, carpenters, drawers, knitters, tailors, shoemaker, all of these jobs were replaced by machines that could mass produce items that were previously handmade. But to this day, despite after many years of the mass production powered by machines, there are artisan craftspersons specializing in making handmade furniture, tailors, ceramic artists. And the reason why some people still works making these products despite machines can make them faster and they're also cheaper is because humans appreciate the care that other humans took when creating the crafts. The so-called imperfection on a bowl is what people seek in a handmade bowl, for example. While some jobs survive due to the demand of craftsmanship that is lacking from a commercially mass-produced product, jobs like telephone switchboard operator, window knocker, ice transporter, computer, lamplighter, manual fanner in British India were completely replaced by all of these inventions like software, alarm, refrigerator, freezer, computer, electric light, electric fan, respectively. This job does not require a slight craftsmanship. There is no demand for any of these jobs that usually doesn't produce anything, and therefore they didn't survive after the machines replaced them. Now, imagine if many of our jobs today were replaced by machines or AI. What would we do instead of working? Back in the day, in the early 20th century, they used to say that the advancements of technology would allow people to work less, but instead of working less due to the increase of productivity, the standard of said productivity increased, demanding them to work the same amount of hours, if not more. This is apparent with the use of agentic AI for software developments. Instead of the workload stabilized and developers are able to work for less amount of hours, the company demands more because they know that what previously would took 3 days can be completed in 3 hours, for example. And so they demand more and more and more as the technologies get better and better. They would just increase the workload again and again. Now imagine a society where some people don't have to work just to survive. This might be a little bit controversial, but I think we have already living in one. This is supported by the fact that many people work these bullshit jobs that doesn't produce anything or contribute to anything, and so then why do we need to work? In 2018, the author and professor of anthropology David Graeber published the book titled Bullshit Jobs, a Theory, in which he argued that many modern jobs are perceived by the workers themselves as meaningless or socially unnecessary. David Graeber explored how large bureaucracies, corporate structures, and administrative systems can create positions that contribute little real value while still occupying people's time and energy. And why do bullshit jobs exist? Why do some people have to work and they don't actually have to work, but they still need to work to make money? money? Well, maybe they exist because the elite don't want people to have leisure times to reflect and think, and so they want us to be busy even when the work is not meaningful and doesn't produce anything or contribute to anything. Think of it like what the Romans did with the Colosseum, but instead of bread and circuses, we have cubicles and commute. Or maybe there isn't any conspiracy behind it all. Maybe that's just how the world operates, and I don't think there isn't any nefarious reason behind it. Like, I don't think there is some secret group of people scheming how to control the world masses. I don't think that's the case at all, just to be clear. And I feel like we as society, we are at the point where the foods and the common goods are in abundance, so much so that not everyone needs to work anymore in order to meet their caloric intake necessary for survival, Because before the efficiency of the modern farming, most people were either a hunter during the hunter and gatherer phase or farmer after the agricultural revolution. But now, due to the efficiency of the modern agricultural system, only a small percentage of the population works in agriculture. Most people today don't work as a farmer. And we have so many bullshit jobs like compliance policy manager, individual TPS reporter, whatever. And we are at the point where we need to invent bullshit jobs like what Graeber described. We make artificial problems, we invent new compliance policy and etc. etc. An example of an industry originating from artificial policy is Data Universal Numbering System. The Data Universal Numbering System, abbreviated as DUNS or DUNS, is a proprietary system developed and managed by the Dun and Bradstreet that assign a unique numeric identifier referred to as DUNS number to a single business entity. It was introduced in 1963 to support DNB's credit reporting practice, and today one of the few reasons for registering your company DUNS number is so that you can publish softwares on Play Store and App Store. And I believe that without Play Store and App Store needing DUNS number, I don't think this company would survive to this day. They have so many offices globally, and the only reason why they exist till today is because Play Store and App Store requires you to register the DUNS number. This multinational company exists for a problem that was artificial. If this is not bullshit, I don't know what is. If you go to Google Maps and you search the offices for Dun and Bradstreet, maybe open up Google Maps, maybe there is an office in your area. Look at the review, and I will guarantee you that they will have bad reviews, mainly from people complaining about the cost to register a DUNS number, the wait time for getting the DUNS number, and the general rudeness of the employees. And to think that there are thousands of people just from this company that work a meaningless job is the proof of where we are at this point in time as a society. We are capable of creating artificial problems from policy regulation, compliance. Now, if this company ceases to exist tomorrow, nothing will change because the quote-unquote problem they solved wasn't really a problem in the first place. So they have to invent new problems just so that people have jobs. I guess, I don't know, it's fucking crazy to think about that. This company is just one out of the many cases of bullshit industry birthing bullshit jobs. And if we don't open our eyes to this banality and the fakeness of these jobs, we risk ourselves into deluding ourselves into a delusional outlook on jobs and how a person might think that they are doing something important, and in reality they're not doing anything at all. Thank you so much for watching. This video took a lot of time and effort to make, so if you enjoyed it, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I'm out. Bye.